Flores.
Second, I'll second.
Commissioner Flores.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Perfect. Yes, thank you. Invocation and pledge of allegiance. So this is our first official meeting for the new year. Go ahead and we can bow our heads. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, we come before you this beautiful evening, dear Lord, with a lot of items on this agenda, dear Lord, Heavenly Father. I ask you to bless every decision that we make, God Almighty, and that you open these doors in this new year for this city and all the constituents of this city, dear Lord, Heavenly Father. Bless our departments, bless our leaders, bless our streets, our businesses, our young, our elderly, everybody in this city, dear Lord, and anybody that I've forgotten, God Almighty, I ask you to help us make wise decisions in the best interest of this community. All these things I ask in your precious heavenly name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated. Next item, certified posting of agenda.
Yes,
Speak.
Mr. Mayor, council members, the agenda was duly posted as required by state law 72 hours prior to the start of the meeting.
Thank you. I did not see public comments. Did anything come in?
There was none.
None? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Annette. Appreciate you. So we're going to start with a mayoral proclamation. And it'll be item 6.1, proclamation for a Healthier Texas Communities Week. And it'll be received by Ms. Garza. And I'll go ahead and read it. And then we'll go ahead and have it received by Ms. Garza. So proclamation of the State of Texas, County of Hidalgo, City of Palmview, whereas the City of Palmview is committed to promoting the health and well-being of all citizens, and whereas the path toward a healthier Texas begins with one step at a time through every day in Texas, or for Texans, and whereas the 13th annual 8-week community challenge which continues through March 9, 2025, and the opportunity to join and encourage fellow Texans to take simple actions to improve their health. And whereas we kick off the Community Challenge initiative by proclaiming the week of January 27th through February 1st, 2025 as a Healthier Texas Communities Week in Palmview, and encourage the community to participate in the 2025 Healthier Texas Community Challenge to build a healthier city and state. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Ricardo Villarreal of the City of Palmview, do hereby proclaim the week of January 28th, 2025 as Healthier Texas Communities Week, proclaimed on this 28th day, January 2025. Thank you. And signed, sworn, and sealed and delivered. Ms. Garza, you have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. With me, Parks and Rec, Robert Lugo and Mr. Richard Streibel. Excited to be able to say that we're going to participate in it used to be the It's Time Texas Community Challenge. It's Healthier Texas Community Challenge. And we're going to be able to do this with the help of all of you all. And right next to your microphones, I did put a pledge sheet there for you. We want for you all to pledge that you are going to join us and try to become healthier, eat healthier, exercise, and that's what it's all about. This challenge is about creating healthier communities by just practicing healthy habits, whether it's by exercising or eating more fruits and vegetables, drinking a lot of water, and I've challenged the guys here to come up with some activities that we can do together as a city and maybe even for the community, which you have already said that you will host a walk with the mayor so that we can get points. And we're competing against other cities our size. We are in the small community size because we are almost 18,000 people, and it's from 5,000 to 39,000. We fall into that category, so we're competing against some our size and a little bit bigger, but that's all right. We can take them. So Richard's going to tell us more about what he has planned for us.
All right, thank you.
Well, I've spoken with some of the leadership of the actual community challenge. They do have a Zumba meeting where we can get a lady to come here and help us do a Zumba class for free for any of our employees or anybody that wants to join. I want to do a walk. We have a choice of 5 things one thing every day for 5 days. That'll be your challenge, and it'll be like, give me 10 minutes of this kind of athletic jumping jacks, calisthenic thing. And you could do it with me, we could do it at the gym, we could take out of our right before lunch, right after lunch to get our meals down, you know. A little 15-minute walk, and then also anytime anybody wants to talk about healthier eating, you could call me in my office, and I could give you a little breakdown of what you could do on a daily basis to keep your intake a little bit down, and also how much water you should take, because actually, if you drink too much water, it could actually be bad for you. And we're gonna try to set this up to where we can all do it while we're here, so it's not a forceful thing, you know, you have to do it afterwards, or maybe right after work as well, you know, like after 5 o'clock. Because we do have a little gap between 5 and 6 to get some of this stuff done as well.
Okay, awesome.
And the important part here is that you go to their website and you register as a participant, and it will give you a breakdown of what city you participate for, and it would be, of course, the city of Palmview. And for everything that you post, whether it's that you walked 10 minutes today, or you drank water today, or you had an apple today, you get points. So you'll be racking up points for yourself, and you'll be racking up points for the city as well. Today, I got Miss Annette and Norma from City Secretary to register, and they got 100 points, and then they took pictures of themselves drinking water. They got another 50 points, so they're already ahead of me. I need to start drinking water and eating apples.
So can we register tonight before we
Ye-
leave the meeting?
Yes, you
That's
can.
gonna
We
be-
can help you with that, and the website to register, and this is for the community as well. Anybody out there that's listening, if you want to participate, you want to get healthier, start thinking about health, being healthier, all you have to do is go to texascommunitychallenge.org, and we will put that up on our website for you all, texascommunitychallenge.org. And please sign the pledge sheets that I left there for you, because we will get points for that as well. I'll take a picture of you all with the pledge sheets so we can upload those too. So let's get healthy.
Yes.
One last thing, the challenge has already started, so we're already behind 2 weeks. So we have to jump on it now as soon as possible.
All right.
We can do it.
Okay, so if we can step down and take a picture
And bring your pledge.
and bring our pledge. All right, and then we sign up tonight before the end of the meeting.
Did you sign it?
Sorry. You want them now? Okay.
I'm sure they already covered it, so no, I'm not gonna waste time.
I'm already doing a lot of that. Thank you, Irma, Mr. Lugo, and Richard. Thank you all very much. Appreciate you guys, and we'll do whatever we can to help with this endeavor. Keep calling us. We'll help as much as we can. Next item, 7.1, on acknowledgements and recognitions. Item 7.1, Baseball All-Stars World Series Team Recognition, 8U and 14U. Mr. Lugo, they're yours, sir.
Do you need to call the time or the?
6:15 for the record, Ms. Flores came in.
No? I feel this. A little bit. Sí.
But he saw these champions out there on their way in. They look like champions. They walked like champions. They acted like champions, so they must be champions. Hey.
Testing, okay, got it. Mayor, City Council, this was our 8U baseball all-star team that competed last summer. They had 5 tournaments. We started with the first invitational in San Juan, and they came in first place and were undefeated. The second invitational was also in San Juan, and they came in first place, were also undefeated. Those were the 2 practice tournaments. So then they advanced, the first sectionals, they had to either win it or place to advance to the region. In the sectionals, they were here in Palmview, and they came in first place and were also undefeated. They advanced to the region the following week in Harlingen, and they also came in first place and were undefeated. So they advanced to the World Series in Youngsville, Louisiana. At that World Series, there was 24 teams. They ended up being on the top 4. They won 5 games and lost two games. So they ended up playing 5 tournaments and probably like over 20 games on that month. So they were one of our better teams that showed a good fight. At this time, I'd like to recognize the members and the coaches, and I'd like the City Council to present them their award. Got it? Okay. Let's start with Daniel Campos. Right there, stay right there. Yeah. Yeah. Next one, Mateo Garcia. Renato Rodriguez Jr. Karim Ramirez. Ivan Vial. Lucas Rubio. Nathan Suarez. Sebastián Pérez. Santiago Garza. Rogelio Ríos. Ramiro Zurita. Ángel González. Head coach Renato Rodriguez. Assistant coach Ramiro Zurita. And the assistant coaches who couldn't make it, Nathan Suarez and Daniel Campos. So this was the 8 and under Palmview All-Star team. Good job, guys. Stay here, guys. Stay here, yeah. Yes. Kneel down. Kneel down. Yes.
There's a long agenda.
It's all yours, Mayor.
Yeah.
Started this in.
So, again, congratulations, kiddos. Congratulations, coaches, parents, coaches. Thank you for all your hard work with everything you do to get them ready to compete at that level, all the way up there at the World Series level. And, well, I'm pretty sure you guys are getting ready to go again, right? You guys want to go again to Louisiana? There you go. So it's less than 60 days, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere, something like that. So train hard, work hard, so you can get there, up there again. And coaches, let us know if there's anything we can do to help. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Liros. Congratulations, everybody. And thank you, coaches, mom, dad. And it was hard work. Everybody who participated was let's continue doing hard and be champion again, okay, next year. Thank you.
Guys, just know that your city is behind you. We're very proud of the way you represent Palmview, and I'm sure you're going to make it out again. So we'll be there to support you all, and hopefully we'll be improving the parks that you call your own, so that you all have good facilities that you're proud of, okay? So we're working there for you guys. Y'all keep it up, and just know we're very, very proud of each and every one of you all. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to the coaches. Thank you very much, Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Zurita. Is that correct, Zurita? And the parents and the boys. You guys bring a lot of pride to the city of Palmview, and I'm not surprised. This is happening every year. Mr. Lugo, thank you too. You know, I'm not surprised, and I want to see you back here again next year, or when is it? Next fall, maybe? Whenever it is, and I'm pretty sure you will be here again. Again, competition is important, but the most important thing in your lives right now is for you to go out there and have fun, guys, okay? And you are not losers, never, no matter what. They may have scored more runs than you did, but that doesn't make you a loser. You're a competitor, and you are a champion. Thank you.
Wow. Awesome. I can't say, you know, words can't explain the way I feel when I see young adults, because y'all are young kids, but we think of you as young adults already, and I get sometimes a knot in my throat because I have feelings, right? And it's a wonderful feeling, because I was never a champion like you all were when I was your age. But you know what? I'm the mayor, and I'm now a part of being a champion, and you guys have made that happen for me. So I feel real good inside. I feel proud. I feel humbled. I've got a lot of great feelings going on inside of me, and I'm sure you guys, how many of you, when you win, you feel good, right? Right? How many of you raise your hand? And like Mr. Ramirez said, you can put your hands down. Sometimes when we lose or we make mistakes, there was only one person that was perfect in this earth. Who was that person? Name started with the letter G or J. You all said it. God, Jesus. Some are pointing at young man right there. He probably doesn't make mistakes, but right, it's tough too, right? It's not easy to be perfect. And sometimes you're going to have the perfect game. And you've had the perfect season. I think 3 times I heard they went undefeated. Three different rounds before they went to Louisiana. So you know what it tastes like, you know what it feels like, and you know what it takes, right? It's hard work to be perfect. So continue to strive for that. Pass your classes, make good grades, and aside from that, take care of your parents and listen to what your parents tell you, because they're doing it. Sometimes they're going to tell you to do things that you might not feel are right or comfortable, but they're doing it to make you worse or to make you better. Why are they doing it? So you know that, your kids. And same thing with your coaches. When your coaches tell you, do it again, why? Do it again. Because they want you to get better, all right? and you don't want to make mistakes. The team that makes the least mistakes, usually, most of the time, wins or loses. And see, you know all that already. And you're not older like us, so that's good. Your coaches and your parents are instilling great things in you. We're proud of you. We love you, and we're proud to have you guys. We're gonna paint a wall, a mural, eventually here in the coming months, and we're gonna be putting all the teams and the years that made it and where they made it to the ones that went to the World Series. So when you're older, you're gonna say, "Oh, look, that's our team. Hey, wait, that was us." Right? You're gonna leave good memories, and that's what we want. All right. So parents and coaches, and I know Mr. Lugo and Richard, and our staff out there that cleans the fields too. They make those fields nice. Y'all like the fields out here? You do? Okay, good. I'm glad. And if there's something that you see, hey, well, we need to fix this or fix that, tell the coaches, and the coaches will tell us, and we'll tell our grounds crew, because we want good fields. We want the best fields for the best players in Texas. And the best players in Texas are coming out of Palmview, and you are the best players. All right? All right. Next, okay, so you all can stand up, and you're gonna walk out and go get a Whataburger or whatever your parents are gonna get you, or do your homework, or just keep the business in Palmview. Keep it in Palmview, don't go to Mission.
Bye, thank you.
I'll tell you a story about it, not the later. Okay, next item, 8 consent agenda. Do I have a motion to accept item 8.1?
I so move to accept the consent agenda,
Second.
8-1.
Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries, and just for the record, it's approval of the minutes for the December 3rd and December 17, 2024 meeting. Under new business, presentation by Dr. Verily Gordon regarding a proposed community health fair.
Mayor, with your permission, we'd like to call on Dr. Gordon and his group to go ahead and give a presentation. They'll introduce themselves and tell them what we're looking at, what they're hoping to do here in Palmview.
Good evening, Mayor and Councilman. My name is Verily Gordon.
I'm Edgar Inaga. I'm the pastor of the church.
We were here, I believe it was last year,
Yeah.
when we sort of like presented ourselves. Currently, we are going in this month of February to 2 years and a half being in the community, and since we like settled down, have a little roots, then we wanted to branch out a little bit more in terms of what we believe we are able to do to help this community also. One of the things that are the strength of our group is the aspect of health. I don't know if you had heard previously about the mega clinic. There was one that was held.
In McAdden in the convention center.
I don't remember, but
That
yeah.
was last year
Last
in
year.
September. September it was in which a good amount of community members. It was extended to the whole valley because in that occasion the different churches we got together. But we are trying to focus also in our local community. So we had a date for March the 16th in which we would like to bring something similar to that to our community. Right now we are renting the edifice of the Palmview Lutheran Church, but because of the size of it, we don't have enough space to be able to extend that. So we are reaching out to you to see if we will be able to get a venue in which we might be able to do this. What this health fair mentions about, and actually the first presenters, we were like, okay, they are more or less in our...
We want to do.
It is something very similar. What we try to focus on is basically what we would call preventive medicine. And we focus it on 8 natural medicine, which is water, light, exercise, diet, rest, temperance, trust in God. Now, aside from this, there are several other things that we are able to offer, which is we'll be doing like glucose check, blood pressure testing, and also counseling in terms of medical. Myself, I am a pediatrician working in this area. My office is off of Lacoma Road. And this is not something so much to give consultation, but it's more of like encouraging people to do lifestyle changes that might impact them not only in this moment but for the long run. And especially when it involves parents, what is the legacy that they can extend also to their children, because children develop habits that they learn from their parents also. One of the things that I liked with the programming that you have here in the council is that you also take God very much in account. And that is something that has been left out very much in our homes, community, and I would say probably even in the nation also. And that is what we put as the pillar. We want to have a good physical health, we want to have a good mental health, but what closes the gap is also the spiritual health, with which after presenting the physical health, we open up these areas to our community also.
Yeah, so our target date is March 16th. We do expect to serve a lot of members of the community. We'll be doing, like Doctor said, our 8 natural remedies that we as a church, we believe a lot in health. So having our steps checked, eating well, drinking water, good sleep, we believe in all that. So thank you, Palmview, for having a week. Hopefully next time it's a month, because this is a great way to start with our community. And Mayor, hopefully we'll be out there to walk with you as well. And hopefully y'all could join us March 16th. We plan to have all these cooking classes as well. I myself, I studied culinary arts in the Cordon Bleu. I used to work for a small company called Walt Disney World Resorts. So we want to teach our people in the community how to eat well as well and make easy foods at home. So we're here to help, and hopefully the community, the councilman and mayor are also here to help us.
And at the same time, then what we would have is a request. Our request, I had reached out to Ms. Annette, and then I had also spoken to Mr. Michael Leo. So then our request at this time is if we would be able to, if we could have the access to a place where we might be able to extend this to the community.
Yeah, about how big, what are you looking at? Enclosed, outdoors, indoors?
Preferably if it could be something indoors. Why? Because since we have a target day and we don't have a forecast from now until then, we don't know if it would be windy, raining, or anything like that. So if it is indoors, it would be the ideal thing. Otherwise, it is a place where we might be able to section a little. Why? Because we have these different booths by where people might be able to attend, get information, and also counseling in terms of either parenting, health issues. We have several people in the dental area that will be able to help also. And in terms of vision, we are still working with it, but if someone needs a prescription or glasses, we are still working towards seeing if we might be able to get these things solved for the people that might need it.
Good. I think everybody, I took a little poll right now, and I think everybody's good. We just need to, make sure that we coordinate for the location. And definitely, it's a great, thank you for doing some outreach, and hopefully it'll be a good event.
When is this going to be, in May?
March 16th?
It's actually the Sunday before spring break, so it should be a good week.
It usually rains around that time. So,
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
the gym would be perfect, I think.
It was Mr.
And
Lugo.
it's on a Sunday, if Mr. Lugo wants to check
Robert,
that schedule.
March 16th, the gym? What time?
What we would be doing, sometimes we do this as a whole day thing. We have noticed that, especially as though it would be like a Sunday. Sunday mornings are not really that very attractive, so we'll be looking from noon time until probably like about 6.
Yeah, the gym would be perfect.
See?
Sure, just coordinate with Mr. Lugo when you're done, and we'll go ahead and, honor.
So the reason why we would come is to try to get something like this, and also because of being the head of the city, if you could help us with the publicity of this, also we would really appreciate it. The other part will be something more like in the future, and that probably would be able to do some of it at our locality where we are there, but Healthy Palmview is more or less the topic of what we would try to do, and try to have like different people with the expertise to speak about different topics in terms of health, psychology. Myself as a pediatrician, one of my goals, I don't have a date for that as yet, but one of the things that I am trying to work towards is because I see a good amount of patients that do have autism. I don't know how acquainted you might be with this. And you tend to have a lot of support groups for women with breast cancer, for like different things. And one of the things that at least I personally would like to do is a support group for autism. Until what I know here in the Valley, we don't have one. So if we are able to go with it, then Palmview probably would be the first. I believe you like being number one also.
I can
So
see-
then, sorry?
Go ahead, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so once we have a little more of that information, I'll try to schedule something to present. it a little more efficiently.
I'm a left-hander, so I'm a right-brain thinker, so I'm out there some, but I'm thinking, just listening to you, we have a couple of, we have some people in the community that can also, this is the start of something, right?
Yeah.
And then it could probably grow in the coming years.
Yes.
And I have some ideas with Dr. Gonzalez, Andy, and then we have he's got his place over there on South, East Goodwin, way inside, he's gonna create a clinic, psychological clinic, Dr. Pina as
Okay.
well, he's a psychologist, I
Okay.
believe I'm correct. So let's go ahead and coordinate, we'll get your phone numbers, and we're gonna get back with you and maybe jumpstart this thing
Yes.
a little, not wait till next year to add, and we could do it now.
Yeah, because like Doctor said, what we're trying to do is target lifestyles, target vision, target health, target everything. A healthier Palmview, it's a great
Amen.
Palmview.
Amen, yes,
We've
definitely.
had preliminary discussions with legal. Everything looks like we should be able to participate, provide a facility, and promote it to the public. It is free at no charge to the public. This is not an opportunity for a business to solicit clients or anything like that. Nobody's trying to profit from it. Again, it's a business open. If other doctors or facilities want to get involved, by all means, we'd open to them as well.
Definitely. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let's
Thank you
go.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, next, 9.2 presentation by GG4 Consulting on UCP CDBG for fiscal year 2025.
Mayor, with your permission, we'd like to call Lupita Garcia to present.
She's on board.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. Just a brief update, the work plan was submitted the last time that we met, or that I came before you guys to let you know about the projects that we were introducing. The Urban County Program has preliminarily approved the 2 projects that were submitted. Again, as a reminder, it is the line item for general administration in the amount of $3,000. This project will help to pay for whatever either publications, or if you should have a budget and program amendment, stuff like that, the administrative costs that are associated with these processes will be paid through this line item versus the city having to pay for them yourselves. The second line item is street improvements, and it is the complete reconstruction of East View Circle. And this will also include paying for professional services such as engineering, geotech, material testing, advertisements, and anything else that pertains to project completion for this project. In reference to the budget for this amount, we are utilizing or submitting for $252,774 in anticipation that at least the grant amount will be something based close to what was approved last year. Should this amount by HUD be either designated lower, then we would adjust the number to the street improvements line item, and we'll let you know in advance so that we can start with a budget, a clean budget, and approved by Urban County Program once they get the funding. So those are the 2 projects that we have. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
This is federal grant?
Yes, it's a
So
HUD
what's
federal
gonna
grant.
happen if all federal grants are frozen? Because that's happening right now.
Historically, this has happened before when there's new administration and there's talks about funds frozen and stuff like that. Unfortunately, there is no control that the city would have right now. other than until it does get approved by the federal government. As far as the HUD agency letting the Urban County program, Hidalgo County know that the grant has been approved, then that's when we would move forward.
Yeah.
This, like I said, is just an application
Right.
that, this is the process that needs to be done in order for Urban County to include the city of Palmview in the application as an aggregate for their complete grant.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
What street was that for, miss? The street
Eastview, which is north of 495 on
East
East
Goodwin.
Goodwin.
It's on East Goodwin.
Where the hospital, I'm sorry, where the cemetery is in Ornite. It's
Oh,
on the
okay.
opposite side, right around that
Oh,
area.
see, yes,
It's on the
yes.
east side.
It's like a
Yes.
U-shaped street.
So
Yes.
that's grant
the
money, I
streets
stepped
are
out
really
real quick. I thought that was gonna be Urban County.
It is Urban
That's
County.
what it
It
is.
is? Okay, but it's still,
See, porque before Urban County wasn't going this way.
Right, that one
No,
opened
that
up.
is a new
Always over
area
here
that
on the other
qualifies.
side.
it moves based on
Needs.
their
Census.
criteria. Exactly.
The locations that are approved or that are eligible for the CDBG funding is all based on the census data. So every 2 years, I believe, the HUD administration will work with the census, and they will establish designated areas based on redistricting. So in this case, 2024, there were areas in the city of Palmview that didn't qualify before that got redirected, and therefore, this was an area that now qualifies.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am, for your
Thank you
diligence
so much.
as well. Yeah.
Hopefully by then, everything will be,
Yes,
the dirt will settle.
usually the thing is, the application is due in May, right? So in May, the Urban County program through Hidalgo County will submit their application to HUD. Usually the application is approved and closed by July. Then there is a process of the application status, getting the agreement signed, all that stuff. That gets done July, August. Then the process for all of the project implementation gets started at the Urban County level. They start with environmentals and stuff like that, and usually funding, the actual money gets submitted to Hidalgo County by mid-October. So hopefully that's a time I'll come back. Right now, GG4 really won't have anything else to work on until that grant gets approved and the money gets released. So you'll probably see me in September, and I'll come back and say, okay, guys, the Urban County is getting ready to finalize their environmentals. We're gonna get started with the project. I'll give you a status as to how we're gonna do the procurement process. We'll be working closely with the Urban County program so that they could do the bidding process. At that time, we'll select whether the city would like to pay for the engineering services directly through your general fund, or if you want to utilize the Urban County funding to pay for that service. And then from there on, I'll explain what the processes will be, and we can continue with the actual construction of the street.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So other than that, if you don't have any other questions, that's my presentation and update. And the next item is also related to the
Okay,
approval.
so, sure, President, 9.3, so I'll go ahead and read it out. Discussion and action on approval of UCP fiscal year 2025 annual action plan projects with approval for GG4 Consulting to submit final work plan for Hidalgo County UCP. Go ahead, ma'am, you have the floor.
On this item, all we need is the approval, which is formal approval by the city council.
I so move to approve.
I'll second.
Second, okay, questions? Go ahead.
Once it's approved, as it has been, then tomorrow I'll get with your city secretary. There's a specific certification for approval that needs to be submitted. I'll review it, make sure it's in order, then I'll send it back so that the city can submit it to Urban County for final approval or for inclusion in the annual action plan.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll be
you.
around tomorrow.
Thank
Okay,
you.
lunch-ish.
Okay, have a good evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So, thank you very much. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, yes. Next item, 9.4, discussion and possible action to approve a wireless pole attachment agreement between AEP Inc. and City of Palmview, staffed by planning, Mr.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So this agreement will allow the city to use the AEP poles in order to install our illegal dumping cameras on them for surveillance throughout the city. So this agreement has been sent to legal for review, and he has approved the agreement in the form that it was sent to us.
Does it cost us anything?
It would cost $300 a year for the number of attachments that we would be putting on their poles.
The cameras that we got through a grant.
Correct. Yes, that's
through the
true.
COG, through the Development Council.
Yes, the solid waste.
How
grant.
many poles does that cover, Rudy? The 300?
It's per attachment, so we have 4 cameras, but we can move them to different poles throughout the city.
Oh, so total
Yes.
4 cameras that you can move around
Yes.
as you need.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
So moved. So moved to approve.
I'll second. Thank you, Rudy. We have some cameras out there already, right? We
We have
This is
some
just adding a little
game
more.
cameras that they're,
So these are like more
these are a little
surveillance.
high-tech,
So,
yes.
so what are we gonna do when we catch them dumping illegally?
We'll have to.
Well, let's, you know, let's not just put cameras out there
Yeah,
and
well, I
catch them and do
understand.
nothing.
Yeah, no, we would have to go through the process, send
Right.
them to court, and
Chief.
go from there.
You know what to do.
Okay, so any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously. Next item, 9.5, discussion and possible action to approve amendment number 2 for the interlocal agreement with the city of La Jolla for municipal animal shelter services, staffed by code enforcement, planning.
So the amendment number 2, what it does, it's going to change the term of the agreement. So it will extend it for 2 years with the option to renew for 1 additional year. The fees will remain the same. It's just extending the term for the shelter services with the city of La Jolla.
Okay, I have a motion.
A motion to approve.
Okay, I'll go ahead and second it. Questions? They've been pretty good.
Yes, it has.
Any cost, any increase or anything? We're good?
No.
Not on this one. The year before, yes, but we still have the agreement with Mission in place, but La Jolla has better rates, and then the availability. Mission, a lot of times is at capacity, and whereas La Jolla has more capacity.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Rudy. I want to thank the mayor over there too in La Jolla for helping their staff. Who's the new city manager?
Gentleman from La Feria,
Sandoval?
Sandoval? No, but not Sandoval. Jaime? It might be Jaime,
Jaime Sandoval.
formerly of La Feria.
All right, item 9.6, discussion and possible action to authorize the acceptance of a K-9 from the United States Border Patrol, staffed by PD Chief.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, City Council. So, Border Patrol reached out to us, the Harlingen sector. They have a 2-year-old Belgian Malinois. There's no issues with the K-9. Myself and Corporal Cosme Muñiz went out to assess the dog. We ran some training evaluations sessions with the dog. It was a handler issue. Handler went off and promoted or put in for something else, and that's what they call, they drop leash on, and there's no agent available in this sector, anywhere in the Rio Grande RGV sector, to take the dog. So they offer it to an agency, usually that's what happens. So we were fortunate they reached out to us. This dog comes to us at no cost. The only thing that we have to put in is going to be the handler training cost, which is like a 2-week course, and of course, anything else that comes with it. So the dog will be turned over to us within the next 5 to 10 business days, if approved, and we'll put them on patrol. The dog is a single-purpose narcotic dog. It can detect 5 narcotics and also human concealment as well.
And we have a handler, right? We have a dog handler here.
Yes, we do have an officer identified already who had come forward and expressed their interest in becoming a canine handler.
Yeah, I know Cosme's got one.
And then we'll have another one,
Second
yes.
So
And
we're gonna have
We're having a second one. So what we're gonna do, the plan with this canine is to have him on patrol for about a year, and then begin the process also to have this officer start with the background to add him as well to the DEA task force along with the canine as well.
I so move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, question, any other questions? Questions, so any major, busts, and these dogs are a part of it, we get a little something there too, don't we?
Mylars?
Yes, so one of the reasons why I add these additions or like a canine or equipment to our task force officers is because anytime you have a canine, obviously, there's more, you're asked from other groups to assist in more investigations. That's more percentages, and also the percentage of our cut is higher because we are utilizing a canine in those investigations.
One other question is, I know it's a ballpark figure, it depends, but how much does it cost to train a canine? I know it's not cheap.
If we would have bought the dog right out, just single purpose, right now they're running between $14,000 and $15,000, the dog. So this dog, like I said, comes at no cost to us. Yes, and that includes the training and everything. This dog is already trained. The only course we have to provide is the handler course for the officer. That is it.
And of course, the food. We're not gonna give them leftovers.
No, no.
We have an agreement with Toys, with PetSmart?
PetSmart,
We'll
there
make
you
a,
go.
we'll do something with it.
I'm making it
For the
easy.
cat show.
And you said we already had an officer interested?
We have an officer identified who expressed interest a few months ago in becoming a canine handler, and that same officer also expressed interest in becoming a task force officer in the future. So it kind of, the timing was just pretty played out right.
So will he be taking or like caring for
That's
the
what I was gonna
canine
ask.
in the meantime while he's trained to take him out on?
Yes, we've already supplied the officer with a kennel,
Oh, good, good.
portable
So he
crate.
takes it home and.
Yes, they
takes
care
of
for
him.
this service dog 24
Okay.
hours a day, 7 days a week.
Great,
Okay.
good to know.
Chief, who's in charge of this department with Border Patrol? Who is the gentleman that we spoke to, the point of contact?
Who
Oh,
reached
like
out
who
to,
reached out
Yeah,
to us?
who reached out to us from Border Patrol?
I believe his name is Sean Kemp. He's out of the, he oversees all of the canine teams in the RGV sector, and he's the one that reached out
I
to
want
us.
to thank him and send him a, send him a letter or
Absolutely.
communication on behalf of the city. I want to thank the Border Patrol as well for considering us, because that's huge for us.
Sure. Once we present the canine, once he's ready to get on the road and everything, we might ask the BP, him and the supervisor over canine to come and join us at a city meeting to thank them as well.
That'll be good.
So we had a motion, a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 9.7, discussion and possible action to surplus Motorola radios. Chief?
So these are the old Motorola radios that the PD was using for quite some time already, and I know the city purchased some new radios for PD and fire department, all in one batch. These radios, I'm proposing this surplus because I've already had 3 agencies from Cameron County reach out to us and want to purchase these radios from us.
Smaller cities?
Yes. Yeah.
Help them out, Chief. We're gonna sell them. Yeah, give them a good price, give them a
Yes.
good deal, but help them out. I know there's a couple of cities out there too that need fire, and they're the ones that deal a lot with these open ranches.
Yes, 2 of them were small agencies, like they're requesting, actually, both of these agencies are requesting 5 radios each. And then we have another larger agency that actually reached out, actually, it's the Cameron County Emergency Management Department that
Good
reached out that are
networking,
also.
Chief. That's good networking.
Yes.
Hey, okay, any other questions? Okay, motion?
Second.
I'll motion to approve.
Motion a second. Any other questions? Thank you, Chief. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. I'm gonna go with all my glasses here. Discussion and possible action on the purchase and or financing of police vehicles.
So these are 2 vehicles that I've been in the talks with Mr. Leo quite some time already, and I know he's probably already fed up with me, but one of them is a patrol vehicle. It's a patrol Tahoe. The other one is a CAD unit, unmarked unit that I'm proposing here. So what I did do is we are going to trade in one of our old CID units to kind of alleviate the cost of that other CID unit. So that leaves us with the cost of the Equinox, with the trade-in lowered down, and then of course the Chevy Tahoe as well.
So how are we paying this? With what,
Looking to finance it, we're looking to finance it, if we do just the Tahoe, it's $12,000 a year for 5 years, and if we do both vehicles, it's $18,000 a year for 5 years. So it'd be about
Zero
$1,500
interest.
amount, yeah. Well, no,
Now, I know you're good, we're budget, we're good, we can afford it.
yeah.
That's why you wouldn't have brought it. If we wouldn't have-
We're gonna circle back one more time with finance, just, make sure that we're good.
And I
and
know
we're
Chief
comfortable.
had asked for, we had talked about 7 months ago, and we're at this point now where we said we would just hang on.
Yeah, he's worked with us. He's
Is-
been asking for a
thank
while.
you.
Is there another source of funding that we could use?
If those DAGs hit,
The what now?
the DAGs, the asset forfeiture.
Oh, yeah, the Mylars. But you don't want to mess with that.
Oh,
Okay.
they're in the pipeline.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, wait, let me take a motion. I think we had already motioned and second, isn't that correct? Okay.
I'll motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Chief. Mr., item 9.9, discussion and possible action on the appointment to a joint City Palmview and Iowa Sud Committee, staffed by Mr. Leo.
Mayor, just FYI, we actually had a meeting with Awasad yesterday, a joint meeting to discuss current projects. It was a great opportunity to hear from their administration and from their board members as well, and it was an opportunity for our council to speak with their board members as well. Yesterday was an exception where there was a lot of interest on their side, so they opened it up to their entire board, and we opened it up to our council in the event that we had a quorum. We posted the quorum notice. Nonetheless, very good discussions, very good input, something that we want to continue, obviously. We have a standing committee right now. That committee consisted of the mayor, Councilmember Flores, and Councilmember J.L. Perez. Back then, we were able to accommodate 3 without a quorum, so we want to reestablish this committee or reaffirm the committee. It can only include 2 council members, and it can have 1 alternate. The alternate before was Mayor Pro Tem Mr. Hernandez. So we're looking for, again, 2 appointments to the board with 1 alternate, to, again, out of respect for the quorum.
When do you all meet? Like, is this
We're trying to
afternoon?
do it at the very least quarterly, every 3 months. But given that there's going to be a lot of activity, we could do it monthly. We talked about the 495 expansion. We talked about the fire hydrants. We talked about the CCN feasibility, how we're moving. About the water availability, and are they going to be putting holds on new subdivisions? And the good answer to that was mentioned that TxDOT should be basically bidding out the project in July of this year. We're hoping that doesn't change. We're looking, which is not a bad move on their part, given the history. Let TxDOT and TxDOT's contractors take care of it when they do the paving for the 495, or the expansion one with Flores with.
Benito Cesar?
Benito and
Benito and
I so
Cesar?
move to appoint Benito Hernandez, Commission,
And Cesar?
and Cesar.
So we can do Cesar, or how were you going to slice it?
Well, I was saying, Alexander wants to,
Mayor Pro Tem as the alternate right now.
because you can only have
See.
2 appointed and 1 alternate. Because it's
Only
quorum.
2
We cannot have
appointed.
We have a,
Real, Commissioner Benito Hernandez, and as the appointed committee, and an alternate, Mr.
we're still on the topic, we're going to have our own meeting here with the engineer. We'd like to bring in the engineer. Other guys from Iowa as well, all right?
As you may recall, we talked about fire hydrants, and every 500 feet, the need for fire hydrants, so they want a response to that very soon.
It's about 400?
Every 400 feet, how many feet is it? 400. 400? Yeah, so every 400 feet. If we wanted to do that, they're estimating 23 fire hydrants at $6,300 a cost, which is like $150,000, which is a big investment. So
Is
we
that
want
the
our,
count he gave you today? Because they said they were gonna.
well, they sent us the layout, but it's the same count. So we want to hear from our engineers, and including the fire department, do we need to do it every 400 feet at these spots? Are there vacant spots where we can, put it on the future development, or cover the cost now and charge them
Right.
later as they come in?
Right.
Those are the options that we need to look at, but they are looking to get a response here within the next 2 weeks, because they need to submit their plans to the state.
Okay, yeah.
Chief, I mean, so let's say we do stubs in lots where it's not developed, and by developed, I mean like homes or a building, right, like a business. For example, this vacant.
Next to us.
Yes, the vacant lots next to City Hall. If we were to put stubs there, are those ready to extinguish water in case of a field fire?
Yeah,
Or
so
anything of that sort?
correct. Essentially, any fire hydrant that's placed along the roadway, assuming that Awasad doesn't turn off the valve, would have water available for whatever emergency might arise.
So not just because it doesn't have a fire hydrant on it means it's not operable.
Right, she's talking about a stub out, which is
The
like
stub.
a pipe,
Yeah.
Oh, pipe, so,
not an actual fire hydrant.
Not with a stub out,
Because
right?
that's
no,
my
no, yeah,
concern.
no,
like-
no. A stub out was meant for agricultural use back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not really intended to provide fire protection.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, okay.
Correct. It's for irrigation purposes.
So that wouldn't be ready to,
No, that wouldn't be an option. Now, in the event of an extreme emergency, we would try to make it work just if that's the only thing that's within the area, but that's not an ideal
We got a
source of.
tanker truck.
So then
Yeah.
because they mentioned the word stub out several times, I would say just have it ready for a fire hydrant to be installed, right?
Right, I think the thought is, there's no development there, there's the odds of a fire happening with nothing there, less than opposed to a house or a facility or a structure of some kind.
Now,
Of course, you could get, field fires and grass fires, but.
right, yeah, that would be pretty much the only hazard would be like a grass fire, something like that, but then we have like the vehicles to be able to,
Brush truck.
to handle that type of situation.
Tanker truck that we just purchased a tanker
Now,
truck that holds
now,
water.
in the event that it develops, then yeah, you can just convert that over into a hydrant.
So,
That's what we want.
so
The
I,
developer would be
so
ready
what
to
you're saying is, put them there now, and later on, pues, whoever develops there has to pay us.
That could be the
Correct.
concept, yes.
Correct.
Well, we're gonna have a workshop here very soon, in the next 2 weeks, and this is gonna be one of the big topics on the agenda. So we don't have to decide that today, but
Okay.
be thinking about it.
Okay, any other good topic? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next item, discussion and possible action on the appointment of a Palm Beach Municipal Development District, staffed by Mr. Leo.
It's that time of the year, we do these appointments in January. The MDD has 7 directors, they serve 2-year terms per the bylaws, and the terms are staggered, so every January, every year, somebody's seats are up. It alternates between the 7 seats. At this time, there are 3 seats that are up. That's place 2, Lucy Rosales, place 4, SP Ochoa, and place 5, Ricardo Villarreal. They have, Ms. Rosales and Ms. Ochoa have indicated to us they want to continue to serve, but it's at the discretion of the board. And of course, we have mayor on there.
I'm gonna recommend, in my seat,
Okay?
is the one up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would recommend, or nominate Cesar. It is, do I have a second?
Cesar, ya estás
Do I have a
maxed
second?
out.
Maxed out on everything.
You want to do that one alone, one by one, or do you want to include
All-
Ms. Espy?
all
and-
3?
And Ms.
I think
Rosales?
Ms. Ochoa, we need some continuancy there, I would say.
Yeah.
They do,
She
they do want
wants
to
it, yeah.
continue.
They both want
Okay,
it.
well, we can reappoint SP, appoint Mr. Commissioner Peña and your sister.
And Lucy
And Lucy
Rosales
Rosales.
also le toca.
Does she want to serve, continue?
She has indicated that she
Yes.
does,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Sí.
So then,
Ms. Alexander's already on there from
Her
prior.
term isn't up yet.
Yeah, her term is
My,
not.
yeah, my term's not up yet.
I thought so.
So-
We got 3.
I don't know how to go about, do you take it to executive?
Okay. Well, so we'll work with those 3 for now.
Beautiful, yes.
So,
Okay,
okay.
so do we need a motion and a second?
For those
As
nominations,
stated, so I'll motion, as stated,
I just
right?
threw a curveball.
Well,
Leave Ms.
Eric wants to say
Rosales.
something.
You know what, if you don't mind, actually, just to make sure, if we can just, pass on that item, we'll bring it back when we
Okay.
come back in open
All
session.
right, so we'll go
But
ahead.
that's what's going to be the discussion.
All right.
Yeah, for now.
Okay, so we're gonna take item 9, 10 into executive session.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 9, 11, discussion and possible action of Palmview Day at the Capitol, staffed by Mr. Leo.
Mayor, as you all recall, we had talked about this prior. I'm going to send this email here. We want to go ahead and finalize this tonight if possible, so Ms. Annette can get started on the arrangements. We talked about different days. Ms. Annette reached out to Sergio Munoz office, our representative, and these are the dates that his office suggested. Those are the ones that are highlighted. It could be February 19th, 26th, March 12th, or March 19th. And then you see the information in red. Those are some of the other cities or events that are going on. We want to try to time it with those, or if not, look at our own. But again, the dates and highlights are the dates that would, have been recommended by our representatives. So again, we'd like to finalize this as soon as possible so we can get started on the arrangements.
They did send a subsequent email and they removed a few dates, so now there's only three dates available, February
scratch out the first one of Feb 19 and look at the other three. Feb 26, March 12, March 19. Okay, so
They're
we're
all
looking
on
at
a
those.
Wednesday.
They're all on Wednesdays.
They're Wednesdays? Okay.
Yeah. So when do you guys want to go?
Well, March 19th works for me because that's spring break. I won't have to ask off from work.
I do
But
too.
if there's another date that y'all,
That would be good for me.
We
That
would
would
probably
work
leave,
better.
if it's like what we've done in the past, we would leave Tuesday, the evening before, be there all day Wednesday, and then leave as early as Wednesday evening or Thursday after lunch if we set up meetings with agencies like we have in the past, some of the state agencies, and we would come back Thursday afternoon.
Are you all good with the 19th? I'm good with that.
Where's the location of the event?
The capital,
In Austin.
in Texas, in Austin.
That would be March 19th. I'm suggesting March 19th.
¿está bien con usted?
Okay.
We'll
March
start
19th?
with that, so she can get started,
March
but she,
19th?
again, Ms.
just baseball schedule is the only thing. Let's set for that.
All right, take that date with you. And
She'll kill him.
take that date with you. Ms. Annette will start working the arrangements, and then she'll reach out to you individually to confirm one more time. But that's a date that we're gonna work with for now.
Okay.
So we didn't take action on it, did we? I so moved to approve for March 19th.
Okay.
I'll second.
Ponte el mayor.
Pues,
You're the
he's
mayor.
gonna be
Mayor Pro Tem.
voluntold.
So,
All those in favor?
All those in,
all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
That's so.
Aye.
Motion carries. So we're good on, that was number
Then
911, so we're good on 911. And then, yes, we're moving on to
March 19th, Mayor.
March 19th?
March
Sí,
19th.
is that okay with you?
Yes, yes,
You're free.
I need to check my busy schedule. Yes.
So we're on 912, Mayor.
Beautiful, thank you. 12, okay, discussion and possible action on a resolution for the city council to authorize employee compensation due to severe weather events and establishing guidelines for a future incident for weather leave, based on what happened here in this last week.
Yes. Our policy currently states that the city manager may close city offices or modify hours due to inclement weather conditions. If they are closed, then the CM will determine which department or division will be closed and how pay will be managed. Due to recent weather events, we did modify our hours. I don't make this decision unilaterally. I speak with our emergency operations coordinator, management coordinator, Chief Jerry Alanis, and consult with Mayor Villarreal as well. So we talked about it. We said it was out of the safety for the public and the safety of our employees to remain closed the first day, and we came, or half a day, and then we came late the following morning as well. So this should be at no penalty to the employees. If they were ready to come to work and we closed offices, they couldn't come to work, so they would continue to be compensated.
I so moved to approve.
I'll second. Oh,
Motion
sorry.
and second. Okay, we'll take Mr. Peñas, second. And this is just for this year.
Correct.
So next year, if we get another situation like this, we'll come back to the drawing board.
What we're, yes, and what we've briefly discussed it, is maybe having something in our process. We have, three allotted bad weather days per year.
So we have three, let's say heaven forbid, we have another freeze next week or 2 weeks from now, or, extenuating circumstances, we got 3 days to work with. All right.
And again, that decision will not be made by myself alone. It will be in consultation with Mayor and Chief Alanis.
Correct. Yes, thank you, thank you. 913, excuse me, okay, motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, 913, discussion and possible action to accept the proposal from Terracon for geotechnical engineering services for the construction of the new fire station facility in the amount of $10,950.
Mayor, we're going to need geotechnical engineering services for all construction on the 10-acre site of the Marla property. So we reached out to Terracon because they had already done an environmental assessment on that property when we were looking at USDA financing for the fire station. So they've already done some work. They're familiar with it. They were able to give us a discount and a good price. Their proposal is at $10,950 for geotech services. We're going to need them for construction materials testing. However, they don't have enough information to provide that proposal. Right now, the item on the table is for the geotech services for the fire station.
So do you recommend that?
Yes, sir. We recommend approval.
So move to approve.
Motion?
Second.
Now, take the second you heard. I'll go ahead and take Mr. Hernandez's second. Any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 914, discussion and possible action to accept proposal from Terracon for geotechnical engineering services for the construction of the new Palmview Park facility in the amount of $8,950.
Same circumstances as the prior item, this is just for the park facility portion of the project.
So move to approve.
Okay, I'll second. Any questions? Any other questions? So they, and again, they've been doing other things. They're familiar with the property already, so good. That's good. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item 950, I'm gonna need a,
Yes, Mayor and Council, for items 915, 916, 917, 918, and 919, I'm going to recommend that the City Council entertain a motion to take these items specifically to executive session pursuant to 551.01, as well as 072, 73, 74.
okay, so do I have a motion as?
Motion to take 915, 916, 917, 918, and 919 to executive session.
I have a motion. Have a
I'll
second?
second.
I have a second. Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. And at this time,
Mayor, actually, item 10,
okay,
We still have,
and this.
monthly department, we want to get through?
Yeah, usual, again, the report should be in your packet. We have the department heads here as well, but we do want to do an opportunity to call on our finance director, who just started last month, Mr. Ben Garza. Sorry, sir, I forgot to tell you, but if you don't mind, if you want to come up and, formally introduce yourself to the council. Again, he started, was it early January or late December? Gosh. Yeah, okay. He hit the ground running with his background, so, I think it's been working out good. Ms. Areli's very happy as well, so, Mr. Ben Garza, if you don't mind?
Thank you, Mr. Leo. Mayor, City Commissioners, my name is Ben Garza. I retired from the school district this past June, and this opportunity arose, and I applied, and thank God I'm here working for the city of Palmview. It's a nice little city. Everybody's been very nice and humble to me. Everybody's very polite, and I'm looking forward to working with the city of Palmview.
Welcome,
Welcome
Mr. Garza.
aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we look forward to having you and keeping you for many, for some time.
Yes, thank you. I
All right, so-
appreciate that.
Appreciate you, and if there's anything you need from us, we're here to help
Thank you, sir.
any way we
Appreciate
can. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Leo.
That's all we have, unless anybody has any questions for any of the department heads that are present.
No, any questions, anybody? Parks, I know the fields, I've been out there, and the fields are looking better every day.
Just the weather kind of got
Yeah,
us,
but man,
Sí.
but they're coming along.
We did some projects with a contractor that cemented some areas that needed, like some of the dugouts that did not have cement prior now have cement. A walkway leading into the baseball field, the cement was installed and widened. We want to encourage people to walk on the sidewalks and not on the grass, and hopefully it'll be greener and stay longer. We just got notice from AEP that the LED lights will be done. Is it in 2 weeks, Rudy, more or less? February 10th for the LED lights. So the items that are left of interest is the baseball batting cages, which they're looking on, and then the improvements to the concession stand will be a big one.
Have we replaced the basketball court or hoop?
The hoops?
it was the one on the west side,
We need to replace that.
Okay.
We need to talk about possibly doing it a different structure so it lasts longer.
Yeah.
Kind of like how New York has a little bit different structure. on how
heavy
they
heavy
put that
duty.
wood, because that's so old and out of date that will break very easily.
Let's,
Yeah,
let's
we're
just,
gonna, yeah.
let's order new goals.
We just want to update the style of basketball hoops that we have in the outdoor section, because the style is too old and is very easily broken by, kids, jumping on it. And one thing that we do need to talk about when it comes to the fields is irrigation. Irrigation is a big deal there, where we do need to do some improvements, not only within what we already have, but we don't have any irrigation on field 1 or the rest of the fields going that way, and potential soccer fields maybe in the landing pad area or that, future areas over there. So there's no water that way whatsoever. So in order to keep improving and keep maintaining everything that we're trying to build and the money we've already wasted, we need to, I've already spent. Then we would, we don't want it to go to waste is what I meant to say. So we want to kind of keep following along with that path,
Have we looked at options of turf for Field 1?
We have talked about turf. I would suggest turf.
At least on the field.
Yeah, only the infield.
Only the infield.
Only in the infield, and if we went, because especially like Field 2 is really bad right now. We gotten 4 and 3 back up, but it would really be ideal if we would be keeping up with other cities as well if we did infield AstroTurf on all of them. It would be really, especially for the way we have, our kids are getting to that level, have done this amazing stuff. It would really reflect good on us,
They deserve it, I think.
Yeah.
I know y'all are looking at it, and just keep us, when we have our works, I know we've talked about
Yes,
workshop.
yes.
And especially for CO monies.
Yes, that's.
We need to really
On the
make
work-
sure,
yes.
so that, make sure you put
Yeah,
that.
the initial estimates came in very high for turf, like as much as 200,000 just for infield. So they're looking at other alternative options.
It's also, we have very limited, we might have to outsource to like Austin or Houston, some companies from out there, because we just don't have a lot of companies within the RGV to actually handle that. But we have other cities that have done it, so we might be, me and Mr. Lugo went to the Pony meeting with all the different managers and, directors and stuff.
I think Edinburgh, right?
And
You
we
guys
just
looked
did it
at some
recently.
In Westlaco, right, where we went to the meeting? But there's a couple of, there's Edinburgh, McAllen, and I think San Juan has AstroTurf. So we could speak with them and see how and what, they were able to get that, done and managed.
Have we looked into grants, maybe, possibly? Anything in the state of Texas?
I have not personally.
We
I'm
mentioned it to our
glad
grant consultant. We did, Mr. Hollis Brothers. Hollis.
They'll give us like for drainage and all that, but for quality of life.
Unless we find somebody that has a lot of money that's gonna replace something that's still good.
Somebody said, does the school have some used or somewhere?
They had some, but yeah, it's already, it was there for 20 years.
Oh.
It's done.
No, yeah.
Or if any local business wants to sponsor, and it'll be.
Well, and that's another thing, I think we need to start kind of pressing that we've done.
Law firms.
Maybe not all of it, but. Maybe not today.
Portion, yeah, they could just sponsor a portion, it doesn't even have to be.
Wonderful Citrus has always been
HEB,
in kind.
Well, especially with the success that we've
Their
had with the
ideas.
baseball teams, and to keep that pride going, I think
Exactly.
it would do us justice to look into that.
Hey, you look good, you play good. That's how it is.
We just need to, before we spend that CO money, we know most, big chunk is gonna go to the fire station, but we need to make sure that we're all in the same game plan, on the same page, same chapter, same paragraph, same sentence, to
Well,
where and how we're gonna.
That's how we've been discussing, Mr. Lugo, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's why we don't want to put the batting cage that's outside, that's like in the park area. We don't want to remodel that one because it's too accessible to the public. So we only keep the ones that are inside redone, then we're kind of protecting our investment in that way because we're able to lock it up. And now with being able to go from field to field with the machinery, we're not on the outside anymore. So it's going to help on the grass, it's going to help. Maybe in that area, that wasted kind of space, we can put a little more athletic stuff like sit-up stuff. You know how they have in other parks?
Recommendation around as the trail.
That's what I meant. Yes, sir.
Yeah, put a couple of, there's
Yeah.
low expensive stuff that we could do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're gonna put all that on that when we do our meetings before we spend those portions of the CO monies. We need to, so that we can all have input and it'll be a good plan for our parks. All right, thank you,
Absolutely.
appreciate
Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Sir.
With
Okay,
that,
so
Mayor, we have
at
nothing else, so.
7:28, we will be residing into executive session. We'll be out shortly, and thank you, and hold on, and again, we'll be back in a bit. Thank you. I already called the time as well. All right.
Just wait for our